Welcome, everyone, to Tuesdays with Tim, the most famous Mormons you've met, other than Randy or Tim. That's the subject tonight.
There are no more famous Mormons than Randy and Tim. What are you talking about?
That's right. We're the most famous. Better than being infamous.
Right now, who could be more famous, right? And so, unless, Bad Bunny was a Mormon and became ex-Mormon.
He put on a great show for the Super Bowl.
Unless, Bad Bunny was a Mormon and became...
And Donald Trump hated it.
He hated what? He watched it. Did you see the video from Mar-a-Lago? He watched it with all those people.
He did?
Yes. He didn't watch the other piece of crap. He watched.
He's such a hypocrite.
Oh, no.
He has a record button.
Surprise. What?
Trump can record and play whatever he wants, whenever he wants, anyway.
Yeah,
I'm glad he got to enjoy it. It was very much egalitarian, right? It was non-white centrist, which is sometimes painful for people to take. Apparently, a couple of Real Housewives got fired for their comments.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
Huh?
I'm glad I'm not a vocal Real Housewife because I'd be out of a job.
Real Housewives of what? Of Salt Lake?
New York, New Jersey, somewhere back east, somewhere. It was in the news. I just saw it.
Back east town.
Wow, I'll have to look that up.
So thanks, Tim, for letting us be in your living room electronically.
You're welcome. Yes.
I'm
glad Randy's team won. It was a boring game. I like it when they pass, okay? I don't like this handoff stuff. I mean, I get it. And did you notice they never went to the left? They always went to the right. I was going, when are they going to go to the left? Catch them off their game. Never happened.
Yeah. Well, and like I said, it's because they didn't need to.
I know.
The Patriots were completely incapable of blocking their run game with Kenneth Walker in there. So they just kept running it. Why turn the ball over?
If they can go to the Super Bowl with the quarterback they had, with all the inexperience really that he has, because there were so many throws that he was throwing it not right to the receiver. I remember Jerry Rice, when he came to the 49ers, he was so surprised, or not Jerry, but somebody else. Maybe it was the guy that made the catch. Can't remember the guy that made the catch. Dwight Clark.
Oh, okay.
When Dwight Clark was a rookie, Joe Montana asked him, where did he like to receive the ball? In this area. I'll throw it here. I'll throw it here. I'll throw it here. I'll throw it here. The New England quarterback almost never hit the receiver's sweet spots. Sometimes it looked like they was throwing a punt.
I know.
Guy. Just think if they had a good quarterback.
The Patriots had a cream pie schedule this season. They didn't play any difficult teams. Hence, they made it to the Super Bowl until they got to the Seahawks. Suddenly, they're playing a reputable, difficult, can't beat us team.
Well, the Seahawks played in a division where 3 teams made it to the 4 made it to the playoffs.
Right.
So
and we had to
not a pancake powder puff division.
No, we had to beat them multiple times.
So you're welcome, Randy.
Super Bowl.
That you allowed the 49ers to help toughen you guys up to win the Super Bowl.
Thank you for that, Gene. I know that
we can take
I know
credit.
you had a word with Sean about the whole thing and told him to let the Seahawks win. Thank you. Yeah.
Well, it's not let them win. It's play them a good game so that they won't ever lose again the rest of the year.
Oh, gotcha.
It was like
the Rams
we still would like to win, but we're going to do our best to toughen you guys up without hurting.
49ers scored a total of, in 2 games, was it 9 points? No, 6 points in 2 games.
Oh my goodness.
Never made a touchdown in either game. I don't think the 49ers were worthy to play the Seahawks this year.
They had a lot of injuries. They didn't have defense that they could have. They had like 3 or 4 guys that were out. And then Brandon Ayuk or somebody that was a really good wide receiver just sat the bench or something.
Well,
Mental.
Christian McCaffrey, he was healthy and running. And
Yeah, if we only had 2 or 3 more Christian McCaffreys, we would win.
I've told so many people I hate Christian McCaffrey because
He's so good.
He's so good.
Yeah.
I would love for the Seahawks to get him on.
So speaking of football, and speaking of famous Mormons, my first run-in with a famous Mormon footballer was I was dating my wife at BYU. She was a student. She was good enough to be a student. I was good enough to rent an apartment nearby and to date her and
To
have
violate
friends with
that
people
student. Yeah.
and help her with her homework sometimes. Sometimes I would distract her. It just depended on what the mood was. But we went to the Rolling Scone, which is a popular dessert and sort of a sandwich place that was on campus or around, I don't know, 9th South. I don't know where it was. It was by some small grocery store.
It was 7th East. Wait.
Could have been. Yeah, I don't remember the names of the roads everywhere. But anyhow, we were pulling into the parking lot and coming out of the grocery store there into a Volkswagen Bug was Steve Young.
Of course.
And so I said to my wife, look who's that over there. And she goes, who's that? And I go, it's Steve Young. He's going to be the most famous ex-Mormon football player, not ex-Mormon, ex-BYU football player. We're hoping on the ex-Mormon part. And so I was surprised that she didn't realize I, as a prophet, knew that Steve Young would be good. You know, he made like a $20 million contract for the LA Express. And I thought, wow, he's getting paid too much for just coming out of college. The LA Express folded, and somehow Tampa Bay gets him. And then he plays at Tampa Bay, and he's horrible because they have a terrible line. And then he comes as an understudy to Joe Montana to San Francisco again. And Bill, the genius, Walsh, tutored Steve Young and helped Steve Young to be good. Steve was a good guy he was listening to, you know, everything you learned from Joe Montana and all the players. And now Steve pontificates on broadcasts about football. And he ended up getting his lawyer degree, which is good.
I wonder if I could clarify something, Gene. I just want to make sure that I heard right. Are you trying to tell Tim and I that we're co-hosting this show with someone who's actually met the football player, Steve Young?
So, well, yes. And that's just, I didn't meet him there because I didn't want to embarrass
saw him.
Michelle.
Oh, you saw him.
But I did play catch with him on the sidelines of a preseason game when he was injured. So he threw me the ball. I could see he was nervous and he's looking for something to do. And so I put my hands up. I happened to be there because I worked for a sideline crew, and we were the backup sideline crew because 40 years ago, you could just get in wherever you want. Security was like almost nothing. Like you just smile, show some charisma, pretend like you know what you're doing, and guards would just let you in. Then they started telling people to stop letting people like Gene Judson in.
Gene Judson, yeah.
So it was a preseason game, and I just got a call in the morning. Hey, do you want to go to the 49er game? We're going to try to get in, right? We're going to tell them we got backup equipment, and we'll just go in holding the right? And we'll look the part. We dressed in khaki pants and shirts that looked like we knew what we were doing or something, football shirts.
You were imposters.
Yes, we were imposters.
You were ticket stowaways.
Yeah. And preseason games don't really get packed on the sidelines, really. They're not people. I remember, our crew worked at Stanford football games. And sometimes the boss would say, hey, if you know a friend that wants to come. So I'd call a couple of people in the ward Say, hey, do you want to come to a Stanford football game? Oh, who are they playing? What do you mean, who are they playing? It's a Pac-10 or game. It's going to be somebody good, right? It could be USC. It could be Oregon. Who knows, right? It could be. It's not going to be Cal, but so anyhow, so we get in, and there's timeout, and Steve Young has had his injury, so he's not getting to play in this game. So he's in his khakis and his San Francisco shirt.
Jersey.
Yeah, he probably was wearing, one of the coaches' shirts. They actually looked more like golf shirts to me, and so he was like throwing a ball on the ground, and he knew how to throw it on the ground and have it bounce straight back up if it hits the certain part of the curve of the ball. Guess when you're a quarterback and you have nothing to do with in spring training with 10 other quarterbacks trying out for the team, you learn to amuse yourself. So anyway, my eye got his eye. I said, throw it. And so he threw it to me. I caught it. And then because I didn't want to hurt him because he said, throw it back, I handed it to him because, I didn't want to be responsible for having him, miss the entire season just because some stowaway to the 49ers sideline threw an errant pass that, maybe broke his thumb or something.
I wonder if Steve Young was aware of the fact that when you throw the football straight down so it comes back to you, that's called masturbation.
Is it?
And it's next to murder in sins.
Oh, I thought you had to be a religious person in order for masturbation. Pastor.
There's
So anyway, that's my start off talk about some famous Mormon that I met. It was exciting to me to see him before I got married, and exciting for me to brag to Michelle that I knew somebody at her school that was going to be somebody someday that she didn't know. I'll just say one other funny story about Steve Young is he was always asked about what the players thought about him wearing garments. And his line was, don't worry about the garments. They're way too expensive for you. Just let's not talk about it. You don't want to talk about it. You don't want to know.
Costs 10% of those fat incomes they make.
Yeah. It's way too expensive for everybody else. But for him, it wasn't. All right. So I'm going to go do some errands. And Tim is going to tell us about the many famous people that have met him.
Wait, so when you go to do your errands, would you be able to pick us up a little something?
Well, I don't know. I'm going to take some medicine.
Are you going to be going by Taco Bell by any chance?
I'm not making a run for the border.
Oh.
Okay, well, never mind then if that's how you're going to be.
Plus, I can only take a picture of it and send it to you. And I don't know how nutritious that would be.
Do photographs have carbs?
Plus, it'd be an E thing. It barely would even register, I think. It might make you feel good. It might make you think, man, I remember when I used to eat Taco Bell a dozen years ago. When's the last time you had a big Taco Bell thing?
A couple weeks ago for me.
Right, Randy.
Been years.
Years for Randy.
Wouldn't that be nice if they came up with like you said, you take pictures of food and send it to someone and you have a chip in your stomach. And so when you receive that picture, you get a sensation of being full. Can you work on that maybe?
Sensations. I can try to telepathically fill your tummy with whatever. But just as good as anything else.
Gomorrah met
Rib Romney. Yeah.
I met his father.
Wow.
His father, what was his name? George, was my friend Malcolm's mother. His sister was George's sister. He came to the ward. I think it was on his mission in France.
You met Bad Bunny, Tim?
No.
Because you two are a lot alike.
Really?
Yeah. Every time I see him performing, I'm like, is that Tim Rathbone? But Yeah, I'm always confused when I see Bad Bunny, thinking it's me.
Yeah. So Tim, start off with your who you
Well,
think you met when you
are,
were
are,
really young.
are you going to drive, or are you just going to stay around the house?
I'm just going to be around the house. I'm going to go
Okay.
blank so it doesn't look like I'm moving in and out. I'll move over here and then I'll do this.
Okay.
So I
You'll
look
just
like
gradually
Superman.
sneak yourself off of the
Okay.
screen.
Advertise our Sunday show, the Salt Lake Expositor.
Okay.
Invite everybody to watch that. But then I'm going to mute it so that if I make banging noises or slurp my medicine, nobody will hear that. But I can still be able to hear Tim talk about. Tim is so old, he may have met Jesus, but it could have been before Jesus was Mormon, so it would not be part of this show.
It was. It was.
Well, I can't wait to hear if you did meet Jesus.
Okay. The earliest I can remember, okay, I was 11 years old, going on 12. And I spent the summer with my grandfather. He was a bishop for 20 years in Kemmer, Wyoming, and he was a Cheyenne State patriarch. And there was a state conference. And I think, I'm not positive, but because I didn't pay attention then, but I think I met Harold B. Lee. I think Harold B. Lee stayed with them that weekend. And the thing that I remember was him, my grandpa, talking about why they took the lectures on faith out of the DNC. And they had a discussion about it. And that's pretty much the only thing I remember about
How
that
old were you?
vacation.
Just a little.
I was
tiny?
11. I was 11 going on 12. He made me memorize all the articles of faith. And, yes, I did repeat them to him. Now that I remember.
To Harold?
Well, I think that's who it was.
Was it an older man with gray hair and glasses?
It could have been Harold B. Lee. It could have been Kimball.
Could have been
Could have been
anyone in the Q15.
Well, but Grandpa knew Harold B. Lee, and he knew Kimball. He knew a few others.
Oh,
But yeah, well,
Grandpa
he was a
got
banker.
around.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're a bishop for 20 years, and you meet a lot of people. Yeah,
Right.
that was the first time what I remember. And then the other time was the Osmonds when they moved into Westwood Ward, and we were in Westwood Second Ward, and we had combined mutual. And I met all the Osmonds, and I've told the story about my sister and Marie fighting, not getting along. But I got along well with Donnie and the brothers. We had a good time. We'd go camping, Boy Scout camping together and stuff. And it was, I just treated them like everybody else.
Like they put their pants on one leg at a time, and like the poop stinks.
And we threw Donnie in the river up at Camp Woodson.
Nice.
Yeah. Everybody had it. We did it once to everybody, That was their baptism of going camping up here in the mountains, up above Kernville. And yeah.
I'm not trying to outdo you, but while you were throwing Donnie in the river, I was skinny dipping with Marie.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Unless Donnie was like 12 at the time, then no, I was not. But Donnie's pretty close to, Donnie is my age. As a matter of fact, he's a year older than me.
Yeah.
So Marie's got to be 60 something.
Amy is 69. So Marie's 60. I think Marie's 69. 68 or 69.
Wait, Marie can't be 69.
I think
Alexa,
so.
How old is Marie Osmond?
Marie Osmond is 66 years old.
66?
66? So Marie is my age.
Okay.
Yep, that's Marie Osmond's age. Born in 1959, she's been entertaining folks since she was a kid with the Osmonds. Pretty impressive career spanning decades in music, TV, and Broadway.
Ask it how old Donnie is.
Alexa, how old is Donny Osmond?
Donny Osmond is 68 years old.
Yeah,
What?
that's about right.
Marie is a year older than Donny?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought Marie
No,
was
Marie's
younger than Donny.
66. Marie's 66 and he's 68.
Donny was born in 1957 and Marie in 1959.
So Donny was born
He's
in
older.
57. Marie was born in 59.
59. Yeah.
So if he, so he,
Donny was born in 1957 and Marie in 1959. Did you know they started performing together when they were just kids?
yes, thank you, Alexa. So he's Donny's older than I am.
Welcome, Randy.
He's
I'll be
just
happy to help with those Osmond family facts.
he's just under you, Tim, and he's just older than I am.
Yes.
Well, you're a better man having met Donny, I'm sure. I saw Donny in concert in Phoenix, and he was sitting up on a bar stool. It was one of those stages in the round
Yeah.
that, circles as he's performing. And he was in the center of the stage, sitting on a bar stool. And you know how the bar stools will have those cross braces to brace the legs on,
Yeah.
so they have them all the way around. He had his feet tucked in to one of those bar things. And he went to get up. And
oh no.
his feet locked. And
Oh,
he just
no.
slammed onto the ground face first. It was he was pretty cool about it. He grabbed the microphone and he said, while he's laying on the ground, "There's no way I can play this off cool."
Okay.
Yeah.
I met in my ward and my state, we had a lot of people in the movie industry, like let me see.
Welcome back, Gene.
Bob Bruner played the theremin for Disney. He's famous in Disney circles. He played the theremin, worked for Disney. We had a lot of people that were in the industry. Heather, what's her name?
Wait, for those ignorant people that don't know, a theremin is what?
It's an instrument that you play. It has a pole and a round thing, and you play it by inductance with your hand and stuff. If anybody's watched Starfleet Academy, they had a theremin on the last episode. It was really cool.
So when it breaks the current, it makes a tone, right?
Yeah. So Heather Young, Patty Yokestetter, she played Betty Hamilton on Land of the Giants. She was in the other ward. I knew her. Her husband, I think, was Scouts or something. Can't remember. It's been a while. The kid that played in My Mother the Car, Randy Whipple. Some of the King family, I think.
Was the Maytag man LDS, Gene?
Yeah. He was in my sister's ward out in Glendale.
Well, he was on Glendale, California or Arizona?
California.
Because he was on a TV show. I used to doing ventriloquism and singing. I was on a show called The Lou Ranger Show.
Oh.
And he was. Oh, that's the
The
theremin.
theremin is an electronic musical instrument. It was invented in 1919 by a Russian physicist, Leon Theremin. Besides its unusual appearance, the theremin is also unique in that it's played without being touched. The theremin typically consists of a box with two metal antennas which create an electromagnetic field. The musician stands in front of the instrument and moves his hands in the proximity of the two antennas, which forms a capacitor between his hands and the antennas.
Yeah.
It would almost be a good thing to start a religion with.
Bob let us play with it. He'd bring it to like Ward. We had Ward movie night and Ward talent night and stuff, and Bob would bring it. He'd let us play with it, make sounds and stuff. It was really fun. I grew up in a really neat ward. All I can say is my growing up in the church was fun. Oh, I met Danny Thomas and Marlo. They're not Mormon, but we had a talent night, and can't remember his name. If you read Chad Orton's book on the LA Stake, he talks about this in there. That can't remember his name, but he was his neighbor, and Danny Thomas came and did a performance for a talent night. He showed up he came into 2 or 3 of them over the years.
And like Andy Williams was a Mormon lover because he pretty much invented the Osmonds.
Yes, he promoted the Osmonds.
Fame.
Yeah.
There was lots of friendly people to Mormons in LA and California.
Yeah. I mean, we had a lot of people in our state that were in the movie industry. I mean, I don't remember all their names, but when we did road shows, you had great big productions from people from Hollywood would come in and help out and stuff.
Right.
I mean, we had these guys that were either Disney or somebody. They did dancing and they taught us dancing, all kinds of stuff. I mean, I don't remember their names. And now for general authorities, I met L. Tom Perry, McConkie, Hinckley, Monson, DeYager. Oh, John Carmack was my stake president growing up. Let me see. Oh, Oaks. I met Dallas Hoax once, a couple of times. Yeah. We did when I was in the Mormon battalion, we marched to send the Cajon Pass. There's an old road, Route 66. We marched it, and he was there. There was a guy that was counting everybody as they were going through, and he was shaking everybody's hand as you went through the march. I talked to him a little bit.
When would that have been?
97, 98, 99.
Okay, so he'd been an apostle for 15 years or something, or 12 years.
No, not that long. Maybe 3 or 4.
That was like 84 or 5 that he became.
No, was it 8?
An apostle?
This was back in the 1900s.
Yeah.
The last millennium.
Yeah, McConkie came to our mission, and Hinckley came to our mission. Oh, and what's his face? The other Dunn.
April 7, 1984. Ordained May 3rd.
Okay. What was I just thinking about? I met Paul Dunn in the Wilkinson Center. We had a meeting in one of the rooms, and I came out, and there he was sitting on a chair outside, and I just kind of waved at him, and he looked really old and haggard. And I think by that time the story had come out that Lynn Packard had discovered, and I just when I saw him, I may have been disgusted. I don't remember at the time, but.
So just real quick, Wise Gamora asked what we thought about Down Oaks. Right now, I only know what Rebecca Biblioteca and Jim Bennett and Ian Wilkes knows about it or thinks about it.
I haven't heard
I'm going to watch it
about it yet.
But Randy and I will talk about it on Sunday. So if you want to hear what we have to say about it. The preliminations are that he wasn't forthcoming with anything spectacular.
Wait, are you saying there was no revelation? There was no prophesying? Tell me it's not true.
It was just don't listen to podcasters. Don't listen to negative people. I'll have to watch it.
Well, he doesn't mind podcasts. He just podcasts are spreading untruths. So it's still okay to watch Tim Rathbone, as long as Tim Rathbone doesn't spread any untruths.
Okay.
So
is that the deal?
That's lawyer talk. You okay. Make you say something, and you make it so that it's safe for some people.
Okay.
It's like don't
Okay.
watch podcasts that are spreading lies. So let
It'll
it safe zone.
why will it move me? Why will it move me?
Maybe a BM.
Constipation will be taken care of, right?
But I do want to hear it. I mean, I guess
Yeah.
it was at BYU.
Yeah, it was a devotional today.
You know, I tell anyone who, if any of you have seen my my Facebook posts lately and my TikTok posts, you'll know that I'm pointing out a lot of things about the frailties of the
Oh.
Mormon Church, and I'm getting into, you know, I mean, a lot of people are trying to argue with me, and I tell them all the same thing. If there's any lies that you discover in my TikTok or Facebook or YouTube posts, if you can point out a lie, I'll buy you a steak dinner. I'll fly to where you are and take you for steak and lobster. I just
Bob-
absolutely don't want to put anything that's not, I don't put anything that I can't show the receipts to.
Bob Bruner has like 35 or 54 music credits to his name. He's composed 35 films, music for 35 films. And he died a few years ago. He lived till he was 70. Died in 2009. Yeah.
Is Bob Bruner someone you met?
That's the guy that played the theremin.
Oh, that's the theremin guy.
Yeah.
That sounds like a cough syrup to me. Yeah,
Or
go take a
vitamins.
couple of tablespoons of theremin for that. You sound like your throat's sore.
Yeah, he's got an entry in IMDb. So, and then Heather Young or Patty Yokestetter. Howard Anderson. I mean, did sound for films and stuff. Lots of people. There was one other G I was trying to. Lauren C. Dunn came to our mission. Oh, Neil Maxwell's son Corey was in my mission. That was when he was still a 70. Or assist to the 12 or whatever back then.
When I was in
S. Dilworth Young, I met S. Dilworth Young at a leadership conference.
now was
when I
S.
in
Tillerworth
Colorado.
Young a great insurance salesman?
I don't know.
Somebody like him, Sterling W. Sill, somebody like that. Their big thing was insurance.
I
And
don't know.
it made me not like insurances for a little while because I thought that insurance really like takes people's money. They take 100% of their money and then they give payouts of half of that. It didn't seem like a very efficient service that they're providing.
Right.
Half profits, half they pay secretaries and salespeople. So it's a way of making money.
Commissioners. Yeah.
I met LeGrand Richards.
I met OK Richards once. He wasn't as good.
And then I think Cullimore or somebody. I don't remember. But LeGrand Richards was funny. I remember he was really funny. He and S. Dilworth Young were funny when they did their stuff.
Songs you've met famous Mormons, at least on camera, Randy and Tim.
Yeah, we're not just famous. I think we're, like Tim says, maybe infamous. Notorious.
We're infamous.
Man, when Gladys Knight came on the scene and she was trying to tell the church leaders, hey, you should let gospel music be sung in sacrament meeting, I was really rooting for her. And now there are a few gospel-y type songs in the hymn book. So that's pretty good.
I have met Riddy the Apostate via Facebook.
Electronics.
Yeah. And
Huh.
she has met someone. Oh, she's famous. So that's who I'm going with. I have
You're famous.
met through Facebook, Briddy the Apostate.
Are you famous or infamous, Briddy?
Briddy is pretty cool.
Send me a friend request. Trevor's too cool to be on Facebook.
Too cool for school.
Anyway, that's pretty much all the famous Mormons I can think of.
I
I
don't have
probably met
many.
more, but don't remember.
I don't have many famous Mormon stories. I mean, I met Paul H. Dunn, if that even counts.
That counts.
It counts. It counts even more if he tells a fabulous story about you that never
Story.
happened.
I don't think that he's telling any stories about me because I was about 12 at the time, maybe 14. But you know, I've met a pot full of celebrities, just not LDS celebrities. Dale Tingey, if anyone knows who that is, he was a
I think
friend.
his son was in my mission.
I met Richard Bushman.
Oh, Bruder Busha, President Busha was, I know him from.
Was he
my
related to
mission.
Enzio Boucher?
That's the one, Enzio. I knew Enzio on my mission. He was in Dortmund, and I knew his daughter when I was at BYU. We had a class together.
Enzio
Inside-
Boucher, he's the one that's alleged to have told the Golden Pot author. Who wrote the Golden Pot or told the story about? He's the Inside Mormon, Insider's Guide to Mormonism. Who wrote that book? Grant
Palmer.
Palmer. Supposedly, Enzio Boucher, I think, told Palmer
Yes.
that he got $1 million loan to be a general authority, or that the apostles get.
Busha told a friend of mine. Well, Busha was my friend's mission president, and he told him because he looked him up. Yeah, when we were at BYU, we went up to see him in the church office building, and he told my friend, "I've been praying to get answers ever since I got called, and I'm not getting nothing." He says, "I'm not getting anything."
Why is Gomorrah? That's the smartest thing I've seen you write so far. I could completely agree 100% with you.
What did you say?
That not you nor your man-made creeds can say who are Jesus's children and who are not. Because see, that's the issue we have with the prophets of the church who try to make people who are LGBTQ, who are people of color, they try to make them feel inferior.
And then that
like
they're not
they're-
his children.
What's that?
They try to decline them access to Jesus.
Yeah, exactly. And that's too bad. Same
Because
with
you have man-made creeds.
neurodivergent people who
And Mormon man-made creeds change about every 30 to 50 years.
and who was the general authority who said that the handicapped were second-rate spirits?
Harold B. Lee.
Harold B.
It was
Lee.
Harold B. Lee.
My
Yeah.
brother's great-great-granduncle.
Who is
Law.
he to say that? These are the kinds of things that I address in my TikToks because it really burns my britches that we've got such judgmental leaders in this church. I have an issue with that. And people say, oh, you're just mad. You're a mad apostate. Damn right. Yeah, I'm mad. I'm mad at what the church fails to do to save kids, to make everyone feel like children of God, to accept everyone that comes in instead of selecting just the people who can benefit the church. And let's promote the wealthy up to the top positions.
Because here's what everybody should know about the church.
The Lord does not need your money.
See, that's an apostle saying that. So
I met
Yeah.
Howard W.
the
Hunter
bank.
at a conference. I'm going to
Really?
the 12. Yeah, he was in his. was in a wheelchair, I think, or something. It was before he was a president. It was a area conference at the San Bernardino.
He made a promise to his children that he would open the windows of heaven and pour out a blessing that there shall not be room enough to receive it. Not only that, tithing will keep your name enrolled among the people of God and protect you in the day of vengeance and burning.
See, it's fire insurance. So the biggest thing is, why is Gomorrah? You think you know the mind of God as well. And how do you know that? Why is not the mind of God Zeus? Can you explain that? Why is it there are more gods in India than there are Mormons in America? No, I'm just kidding.
I also met I also met Ballard.
Oh, you met
Ballard and Monson and DeYager were all at an area conference in San Bernardino.
when you
He
were
had a
with
preaching
Ballard.
meeting.
Did you talk about his favorite friend, Tim Ballard?
This was before that. This is the 90s,
This is pre-Tim Ballard. Huh?
pre-Tim Ballard. I'm going through I'm going through all the 12 to see if I remember who else I met.
Jesus was an apostate.
Oh,
Trevor's
Henry
right.
B. When Henry B.
Probably
Irving was
just like the Jews didn't like Jesus back then, supposedly. Mormons probably wouldn't like the real Jesus too.
I met Henry B. Irving when he was
Other than there's no real
chancellor of
Jesus.
Rick's College. I had an art class in the Sporty building above his office, and he would come up and look at our artwork when we were doing stuff, and he'd make comments about it. Let me see.
Well, I dated
That's
someone
pretty much-
related to him. I'm related to him.
There you go.
to who?
Henry B. Eyring.
Okay.
He's my grandmother's
Tim has met Nemo.
brother or something like that.
I met Nemo. That's right. I met Nemo
Wow.
last
Nemo
year at
refused to give
Thrive.
me a hug.
Somewhere Nemo is bragging to people that he met Tim Ballard. I mean,
Tim
Tim
Rath-
Rathman, sorry.
You got Tim Ballard on your mind.
I know, apparently.
See, why is Gomorrah says Jesus is the Lord God Almighty? I thought Bruce was Almighty.
Hey, Gomorrah, please come on the show.
Yeah.
Let's have a talk.
We won't
Did he
even
cry?
So I'm going to say this, Gomorrah, every time I deny Jesus, I promise in the celestial kingdom, I'll give you $1 billion.
I need evidence
You
that
should
he even
encourage us to do that.
existed, Gomorrah. I need evidence that he even existed. There is no archaeological evidence for the man.
He's the
at
Lord
all.
God Almighty
None.
that has no proof of being anything.
The Bible was written by Rosicrucians and Masons. Did you know that? And you're all worshiping the wrong God. Okay, just
Darn
let you
it.
know. The right Tim and the wrong Tim. Okay. So, yeah, it's all made up, Gomorrah. All religion is mythology, and it's all made up by men and women, and it ultimately turns evil. All religion, doesn't matter what religion it is.
So, and I don't know, just this is a serious question. Why is Gomorrah? Do you think that Mormons believe in the same Jesus as Christians, or the other way around, that Christians believe in what the Mormons believe about Christmas? Jesus Christ. Whatever I'm trying to say. The drugs are starting to kick in, I think.
Easter, something
Okay,
wrong.
Gomorrah, what is your religion, Gomorrah? What is your religion? Tell us what your religion is. We're waiting, Gomorrah.
I think Gomorrah is friendlier than we.
Oh yeah,
No, they do not
Gomorrah
acknowledge.
would be happy to have a couple
Every-
of beers with him.
I think
Why,
Gomorrah is a good person. I
Gomorrah-
don't know if it's male or female.
Gomorrah? Show me a scholar that acknowledges that Jesus existed. Show me one. Quote one. That he existed as what? As what, Gomorrah? not as the Jesus of the Bible. You know that the names were attached years after they were written. We don't know who wrote Matthew, Mark, Luke, or John. We don't know who wrote Revelation. All those names were attached later on. We don't even know who really wrote the letters in the New Testament, because some of those names were added later on.
Right.
We know that there are letters supposed to be written by Paul that are forgeries.
Right, and Paul only saw Jesus in a vision, right? He could have been on
Right.
for all
He
we
never met Jesus.
never met him.
It could have been an angel. It could have been Satan deceiving him, and an angel of light. So Gomorrah, what is your Christianity? And why can't the 50,000 Christian denominations? Why can't you all agree on the same thing? Answer me that. Answer me that.
So see, that's another lawyer word. You have to be a humble follower. You can't be a bragging follower like Tim is. Tim's like, fucking, I know Jesus. He's my
They do
younger
not
brother.
agree on Jesus at all.
Tim.
Don't give me that bullshit. You know that's wrong. Some of you believe that he actually bodily resurrected. Some of you believe was spirit.
That's right.
Some of you believe it didn't happen
Traditional
at all.
Christians don't even believe Mormons are Christian.
You can't get along with each other, Gomorrah. Don't give me that bullshit. Don't give me that bullshit.
That's right.
Gomorrah, I've done more homework than you have.
Jesus can't possibly be. Was never anybody named Jesus.
Why are we feeding the troll?
There is there was somebody named Yeshua
Bar Joseph. Maybe.
And that's just like Jose Jimenez.
Who are humble followers, Gomorrah? Who are humble followers? You're not.
So at least he's saying whether or not he was resurrected is debated.
Gomorrah, find me on Facebook and friend me, and I will send you a bibliography of books I want you to read and study. Okay?
That's right.
Because you don't know shit.
Anybody that was ever Jesus was just a rabble rouser. And just a normal man. His deification came later.
Yes, that's right.
Just like that's what Tim is banking on.
That's
Tim
right.
is banking on this show. 200 years from now, there's a religion called Tuesdays with Tim. And Tim will get his last laugh. There'll be millions of followers, and still there will be more people that believe the earth is flat than believe Tuesdays with Tim. Because right now I'm going to tell you, Gomorrah, more people on earth believe that the world is flat. They believe in the flat earth theory because that's what they see than believe in Mormonism. You can look that. You can ask Fox.
Thank you, Trevor. Timist. Yes. All right. We're going to start a new religion called Timist. Come here every Tuesday for a sermon.
But you have to be a humble follower of Tim.
That's right. Very humble.
Yeah. So why is Gomorrah kneel and bow to the bow?
Bow to me, Gomorrah. Bow to me.
The bowel or the BA''AL that we have right in our presence right now.
Well, Gomorrah can't even tell us what branch it belongs to, so it is irrelevant to me. So let's stop feeding the troll.
Well,
yeah, but once again, Gomorrah, seriously, I'm not testing you or trying to lure you in. Seriously, if you want to come in and express your ideas on the show, we're always open to that. But
especially if you know any famous Mormons.
Do expect a little bit of kickback. Especially
Gomorrah,
the monster in the middle there.
There is no contemporary evidence for Jesus Christ. Everything that was written about him was written 50 to 100 years later after the man allegedly existed. Period. End of discussion. Full stop.
By Gnostic people and also Hellenistic fans of Jesus. It'd be just like if a bunch of people wrote that Superman was real. And they started saying, this really happened. There really was a Superman. There really was a friend named Captain America.
I saw a movie about Superman. I saw a whole TV series about Superman. He's real.
Yeah. I remember somebody saying there's more written about Jesus than there is about Julius Caesar. And I say, yeah, it's the same people just copying over notes about Jesus to each other in Greece. It's not, there's no Jesus nickel anywhere like there is coinage from Rome that has Julius Caesar on it. There's no monuments, right? And that's okay. And it's okay to believe in stuff, but you know what? No matter what, Joseph Smith had his own ideas about the unknown. And anybody's idea about the unknown is actually unbelievable.
Gomorrah,
it's part of our humanity for tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of years of our development and evolution, following after a tribal leader, following after something that's bigger than yourself is part of what has kept us alive till today. But it's part insanity to believe in somebody else's belief. And everything that you hear somebody say that sounds good to you could be good.
Let me show you something interesting about Gomorrah.
Okay.
This, if you'll notice, talks about Gomorrah. Why is Gomorrah? That's a meme line from Gomorrah in Avengers Infinity War. But Drax famously says, I'll do you one better. Why is Gomorrah? Online, it's shorthand for absurdist humor, ironic confusion, trolling with a smirk energy. I'm not taking this seriously, but I want attention. Go figure. It's very common among YouTube commenters who want to needle or derail without being overtly abusive. Now we get the name Gomorrah.
And we could say 80 questions for you, Gomorrah. Is polygamy of God or not? Was polygamy of Joseph Smith because he had loins and male hormones? Or was it just something that he considered to experiment on, like hundreds or dozens of other religious American institutions were doing? I mean, that's all the hippies were, just a reincarnation of not on Golden Pond. What's the pond that was written by the famous poet? Walden's Pond.
Walden.
Right? Everybody's been trying to think of the Garden of Eden, reconstruct it. Tim, how many different names of the Garden of Eden are there? There's Shangri-La, Paradise.
Shangri-La is in Garden of Eden.
No, they're all the hope for something that's wonderful.
Oh, Utopia.
Utopia. They're all utopian ideas. Right?
Right.
These things have existed. They're in poetry. They're in stories. They're all over the place. It's just stuff that happens.
Man's
right? To believe,
yearning for equal society.
What's it called, Tim, when you don't believe in things that are rational? Irrationality.
Irrational.
So it's irrational thinking that whatever you think the unknown is. It's irrational. Nobody knows what the unknown is. We don't know. Here's my wife's idea. Whatever happens to us after we die happens to everybody. It's all the same. It'll just be,
right.
If there's anybody to see, they'll say, what'd you do, Tim? And Tim will say, I died in a dumpster dive. And then somebody will say, that was cool. They'll say to Hitler, what'd you do? I killed like 6 million Jews. And somebody will say, that's cool. They'll say, Trump, what did you do? And he'll say, I showed the world how a very selfish, powerful president can fuck everything up. And then they'll say, awesome, right? Whenever you play a video game, it's just what happens. Whether you win or lose or do whatever we're doing
how you
now,
play the game.
It's just what's happening. The only thing that's true is chocolate.
I
got to get my chocolate.
Testimony of the truthfulness of chocolate.
Yeah.
Chocolate is true.
Chocolate is the truth. So,
see, that's good. Polygamy is not of God. The scriptures are clear on that, right? The scriptures are clear that you need to stone adulterous women. But for some reason, Tim, how many adulterer men get stoned in the Bible?
None.
They're not very clear on that. So we don't even know what to do with Tim. Should we leave him alive? Should we stone him?
No.
Or should we just admire him for the stones that he has? That's the true religion.
That Tim, he's got a set of stones right there.
There you
That's
go.
right. I do.
Trump and Jesus derangement too. So I think that Joseph Smith would be an influencer. He'd be a podcaster. He would do whatever it would take to get pussy, just like Tim
That's
does.
right.
Tim only comes on this show so that he gets his fill. He has like a dozen cats all around him. I don't know anybody that gets more pussy than Tim. Oh, I guess that's not the same kind that Joseph was after. But anyway.
Yeah, and are your cats 14 years old?
Sally is 14 years old, actually. Wait,
Holly, you do not
yeah,
have
she's
a rock
14.
collection.
She's 14 years old. She's our oldest cat.
I'll have to say that to Hallie, I am part of a rocks collection. Somewhere there's a rock that has me as one of its humans to show off. But actually, that reminds me, my son said that Alex O'Connor was on somebody's show and he teased that he's going to do a show about everything has conscience. And in a way, Joseph Smith said that, right?
He did.
Every speck of everything has
conscience,
intelligence or conscience or something.
right?
That's
Well,
why
this is
Jesus
a-
can
Well-
command the water to turn into wine, because the water was intelligent enough to do it.
The idea is that there's this consciousness, and that we are just created out of this consciousness. Like an ice cream, a tub of ice cream is consciousness, and you take a scoop and you throw it on the ground, and that's me. And I take another one, and that's you, Gene, and another one, and that's you, Randy, and another one, and that's Sally, another one, and that's Jasmine, another one that's Little Bit, and that's another one that's Flower, another one is Lily. Let me see who else we got in here. And another
Hallie,
one.
I'm
Is Jan.
posting comments just because it's just something to do, because my exercise for my right pointer finger.
I asked this question last week and the week before about, does everything have a conscience, or does everything have a spirit? Because you think about, you take 1 cup of pond water out of the pond and you can't count the billions of amoeba and things floating around in there.
All the life forms in here.
Well,
the
hopefully
trillions
not
of
in
life
your
forms.
purified drink, but I'm just saying,
Well, you never know.
all of the mosquitoes, all of the grasshoppers, all of the fish in the sea, and the little teeny tiny organisms that are on the skin of that fish, all of these things have a spirit. It boggles my mind. To me, it is a massive confusion. Yet we're taught that everything was created in spirit before physically on the earth.
Yeah, so we don't know, because a rock has never talked to me and said, "Hey, Gene, I have a consciousness," right? And then it's like, well, what do you mean one consciousness? How many different bits can I break you up into, right? Billions and billions and billions of bits. Does each one of those bits remember when they were all together as a rock? It's just unknowable, right? The Catholic Church has had 2,000 years to develop apologetic responses to things, because they've had people dedicated, monks, to copying down Jesus' words over and over again, or at least people saying that they were Jesus' words from Greece, and talk about weird things, so much that they could talk about. There's an example of how many angels, they argued, can dance on the head of a pin. Now, it could have been a nail, whatever, but how many angels can do that? So they were done talking about religion so much that they were just coming up with these asinine wonderments, right? And it's an asinine wonderment to wonder if a rock has a consciousness or not, right? Until a rock pits itself up and throws it at Randy, I'm not going to believe that rock has consciousness. But what does it matter whether it has a consciousness or not if it can't relate to us? That's not
Doesn't matter.
And so, but it's a good philosophical discussion because you can talk about constructs and other things to help identify humanity or something like that. Let's see.
Well, let me just.
Yeah. But
go ahead.
So I did want to say one thing about this. So if Y is Gomorrah a Brigamite, is he a Michelle Brady Stoneite? Even
It's
more.
it. We don't know whether it's male or female. So it's an it right now.
Yeah. Did I use a pronoun?
You did use a pronoun, but it's an it unless it identifies as either male or female. Unless it's transgender. It could be hermaphrodite.
Could be transgomorish.
Transgomorish.
So if you want to claim a gender, why? Because.
No, I just leave it a non-gender. It's unimportant.
Who's on
anyway.
first? Y's on second. I don't know. Third base.
I don't know.
So anyway, Randy, I stopped you like 37 minutes ago. Do you remember what you were saying?
Oh, I was just going to say, if anyone's wondering whether they want to pay their tithing this week or eat, this is the.
If a destitute family is faced with the decision of paying their tithing or eating, they should pay their tithing.
Just wanted to share that.
Yeah. Yeah, pay your tithing. We don't care if you starve. Go ahead and pay your tithing. It's more important that you give us your money than you do anything else.
So why is Gomorrah is not an ite? That's pretty interesting. But we learned from Dr. Thomas Murphy this past week that white is an ite. Thomas Murphy says that the white saviorism, the what's the plant man destiny, manifest destiny, Tim? You were there when it was first announced.
Manifest destiny is
God saved the United States for us.
Right.
Us white people. That's what the white people were saying back then.
Yep.
White.
They thought that Jesus was white. They thought that Israel people were whites, just like Europeans, because they had Eurocentric things.
Beliefs.
White, laymanite,
Saying that
Asianite, African Americanite. Everybody's a knight.
Yeah. So the Book of Mormon saying at some point, there shall be no whites among us because we're all alike. But what are we all alike? White-ite. W-H-ite.
I-T-E.
And so to say that white is like the non-ethnic, everything else is ethnic, but white is just human. It's just absurd, right?
Yeah, that's like everyone has an accent that's not from the United States.
That doesn't sound like Randy.
Well, yeah, exactly. No,
Randy's
have
the
you
only one I
noticed
know that doesn't have an accent.
If we go to a foreign land and speak English, they get a kick out of our accent. And we're like, what accent? We don't have a good accent. You guys have an accent. The accent's always greener on the other side.
There you go.
Well, Gomorrah
I was a nice
belongs
person
to
today. I didn't
something.
pay tithing, but I complimented people. Somebody said they were glad to see me wearing tie-dye. They said they don't see that very often. I'm trying to spread some love. Because I'm not that great. For some reason, I'm not as good as I think I am most of the time.
Tim, you'd appreciate this shirt.
What does it say?
You'll shoot your eye out.
My favorite Christmas movie.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's a great one.
Too many.
There is lots
pods.
of content out there.
Well,
Oh.
I've met famous people that aren't LDS. Do they count?
They're future.
course
They're
they
all
count.
future. They're going to be baptized.
Okay.
Anybody famous that you've ever met is going to be Mormon, right?
Well, that's right. I guess if they're going to get baptized for the dead, then they count.
Yeah.
Well, they've changed the rules, though. You have to be a family member. You can't just submit anybody anymore, I think, unless I'm wrong.
Well, because I'm a descendant of Adam, Tim, you're my family member. If you're a descendant.
Oh, okay. Okay. So Hallie went to go get chocolate. What kind of chocolate, Hallie? Tell us when
Yeah.
you get back.
Tim, I love you like a brother. That's why I'm never going to loan you any money.
That's fine. I'm not asking for any.
Behold.
I wouldn't ask you for any money at all.
Did you guys think I was God for just a minute?
Do it again. Do
Yeah.
it again.
You were beholding the shorts out of me.
Behold, see ye therefore what lieth ahead of thee.
Read Gomorrah's last thing as a scripture. Behold.
Behold,
All of your arguments. Oh, go ahead.
heed my words. All of your arguments are the same. Somebody once made a mistake. Therefore, it's all nonsense. Very bad argument.
Gomorrah doesn't know what an argument is.
What's an argument, Tim?
What type of argument?
Well, in general, like say in law, because here's what I know about arguments in law. Tom Cruise is in the movie called A Few Good Men, and he doesn't know whether to quit the case or move forward. And his friend, I think, says something about you're making an argument. You're in the courtroom because Tom Cruise had settled all his cases. It was his first courtroom argument that he was making, and that his dad would be proud. He's making an argument.
Yes,
That's
I remember
stating a
that.
case.
Yes. So far, Gomorrah hasn't given us anything to get into. Oh, what does some guy out there say?
You have to try Fudge Trucks ice cream from Walmart mixed with Nutella and Reese's. So you mean you add Nutella from the jar and Reese's chocolates to it and stir it around as like toppings? I saw something called was at Target. It was like Monster Hash or something. It was blue. It was like bubblegum ice cream, but instead of bubblegum, it had cookie dough in it.
Hmm.
It was Sea Monster ice cream, I think is what it was called. So I have to try that one day.
Huh.
Baptism for the dead is one of the great evidences of truth in the restored gospel.
What?
Every other Christian faith dooms most of the planet to hell for simpler never hearing about Jesus at all. But you know what? The Mormon church denies,
But
sends people to hell for drinking coffee.
hold it. Gomorrah said it didn't belong to any sect.
Yeah.
So what sect does it belong to?
I say the more sects, the better. But depends on how you pronounce
That's
it.
right. The more sex, the better. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. That's what
Go to the
God's
Epsom
favorite thing
files.
is. God's favorite thing is creating religions just to mess with us.
That's right.
We're not his children that he loves and wants to have everything happy. He's one of those trickster gods that says, hey, I'm going to throw so much shit at you guys, you won't know what's coming. You're just going to have to, just to be safe, you're going to have to eat chocolate. And so I guess that's the one good thing.
All right.
The Utah accent died, so they don't say crick or what was the big
Corn. Go put the
Barn.
carn in the barn.
Carn and barn.
Suck the carn and put it
I
in the
don't-
barn.
Why do you say it's dead?
Because so many Californians moved to Utah. That's why.
Hmm.
Kim, what do you mean you can't find toffee?
Toffee. I can go to the store and get toffee.
There's toffee in every candy shop around. And
Okay, Hallie. What
you can
kind of
make it with-
chocolate do you have, Hallie Cam? We want to know. Yeah, there's toffee everywhere.
you can, okay. The best toffee I've ever had, Kim, was made with soda crackers. You layer that on the pan first and put the butter and the whatever toffee, whatever's in toffee, you pour that over and then crackle chocolate over it. Man, it will make a new person out of you.
My mom used to call root beer.
English toffee, ice cream.
He went to West High in Salt Lake.
Have you know Baskin Robbins where you're living, Kim? Because they
Of course
have,
she does.
well, they have toffee ice cream. It's gold. What is it called? Pralines and cream.
Yeah, pralines and cream.
Yeah.
So just name
Oh,
it
yeah.
differently.
Oh, Lindor truffles. Those are really good. Those are really good. Maybe I'll get some next time I go to the store. Tuesday for Tuesday.
Yeah. Tuesdays with team. So tell us about the Dubai chocolate. Has anybody else had Dubai chocolate?
I
No.
see it all the time at the store. It looks amazing. It's got green filling in it, and it looks like it should be pistachio type filling. But I
See,
don't
this
know.
is
if it is.
Dubai's way of making everybody feel good about Dubai.
I'll have to find some. I
Some
don't know
consultants went to Dubai, and Dubai said, "Hey, everybody's dissing us. They call us camel jockeys. We have a lot of money. We have a lot of oil. What should we do?" And somebody said, "Create some chocolate and sell it to the world." And then people will say, "Dubai, let's go play golf tournaments there. Let's and build a bunch of weird looking skyscrapers and weird looking with all your money. Just make everything weird looking so that people will come to the desert." It's almost
Have
like
you-
they're making a desert bloom.
Have
So-
you seen the tennis court and athletic facility on the top of that building in Dubai that's the tallest in the world?
I haven't even played on it yet. I haven't been invited.
I wouldn't play on it because you're running full speed to get a ball. And if you trip or something, no.
That's it.
Oh,
I know, right? That's a,
But I bet they give your family $1 million if you yell Dubai chocolate on the way down.
well, then I might do it.
Yeah, just like for an insurance policy.
Kinder Kim, are you telling me the Baskin Robbins does not have pralines and cream?
Because you're
anymore?
just saying they renamed it.
I wonder if Thrifty, although all the Rite Aids are gone, but Thrifty ice cream might have that flavor.
That was a great sneeze. That was better
Let me
than sex
see.
sneeze.
English
Thanks.
toffee ice cream. Hmm.
There was a
Coffee
conference
talk.
talk about going to hell for drinking coffee.
So it
Whoa.
depends on what you think about hell. The conference talk actually said that grandma or whatever kept a cup of coffee from being around her relatives. Now, you know
Okay.
what? If not being
Well-
around your relatives could be heaven for you.
Okay, Kinder Kim, I just looked up and I found 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different, 8, 10, 11, 12, 12, Tillamook, Ben and Jerry's, Eddie's, Baskin Robbins does sell it in a.
It's too bad we
Fine.
don't have something called Google that we could just look up where to get things.
That's what I just looked it up. Kinder Kim, you can
And
look
maybe
it up,
order
Kinder
things
Kim.
online. And we'll have
Private
Uber Eats
selection,
sponsor our show someday.
signature select. There's a. What do you mean you can't find it?
You're just saying she's not looking hard enough.
Just bounce around the internet.
There could be a conspiracy, an anti-British philosophy, because Britain won't give us Canada. But you never know. Isn't there some famous sayings about Greenland? I think in that movie Princess Bride, the famous swords person was so low he was unemployed in Greenland. That's how low his life was before Inigo rescued him. And then
Wow.
that's the guy that says, you did something bad to my father, prepared to die. You killed my father, prepared to die. Inigo
My name is Antigua Montoya.
Inigo
You
Montoya
killed my
was
father,
unemployed
prepare
in
to die.
Thought that was Luke Skywalker.
He could
No.
both, because they have a high unemployment rate apparently.
Can you guys hear when I do these sound effects?
Yes.
We can.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
So this
Well, now I
is a
know.
test show on Randy's soundboard.
Play with your soundboard, Randy. Entertain us.
Well,
Yeah.
actually, I'm not
Give us a
playing my
concert.
soundboard. I'm playing with StreamYard.
StreamYard has that?
You bet.
Are they in media assets?
They are.
Wow. Do you have to click two buttons?
So don't boo me now. But yes.
Yeah. I remember when score bars came out, they were really good.
What was good?
Score
The candy bar?
bars. They were from Heath, I think. Or
Yeah.
they were trying to compete with Heath. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
Well, I have a story for you because it's not like we're ripping along here.
No, we're about to rip out.
When I was working at Euro Disney in Paris, my associates and I would both wear suits. I mean, we'd all wear suits and ties and, look dignified because we were detective investigators in Paris now. And we had all of these vendors that would come to the management offices, and we had our own office. And this gal came in, she was with Hershey's, and they had come up with a new candy bar called Symphony.
Oh, yeah.
And I tasted one of those and I loved it. She says, if I leave you several cases, would you mind passing them out to your friends? And because that's what she was doing, I said, you know what? We've got a lot of us, so yeah, I'd bring as many cases as you have. And she brought in pallets of Symphony bars and left them for us free.
God,
15 bars were good.
Oh, they were so good.
they
That's
were really
probably
good.
130 pounds was
Does
eating those
people
Symphony.
think that Butterfingers nowadays taste different than Butterfingers when we were a kid?
They do. They do.
Big Hunk and Abba Zaba were top sellers when I was going to the swimming hole.
Oh yeah, the swimming pools always carried big hunks.
I always wondered why was Big Hunk a nickel, and yet the Look bars, which were smaller, were a dime.
With dime.
What about Zero candy bars? Did you guys like those? Do you know what they are?
Zero.
They're
Yeah, I remember
So-
zero.
malt flavored. They're white chocolate with
silver.
malt flavor.
Yeah.
I love those. I
The
love
white
Zero
chocolate
candy bars.
candy bars. You don't see
Plus,
those
they
around
could
much
be adding
anymore.
corn, sugar, syrup to things that make them taste different.
Yeah, that's
That
the
could
thing.
be.
Corn syrup. Yep, that's right.
So we do change. That's what my dad hated the most about restaurants, where they would reduce the portion. he would say, just increase your price. Just keep selling us the great product we always came for.
Right.
We'll come. We'll do whatever you say if you're putting out a good product.
Kinder Kim, you ever notice that sometimes you feel like a nut and sometimes you don't? Are you like that?
And what do you like, York or peppermint patty better?
Wait,
It's
it's
the
York
same thing.
peppermint patties.
It's York peppermint patties.
What other brand of peppermint patties do you know about? Maybe Brock makes them. I don't know. But York peppermint patties, that's the only name of a peppermint patty, except for on Charlie Brown. There's peppermint patty.
Oh, Junior Mint, maybe I was thinking.
Oh, Junior Mint's a peppermint patty?
Oh.
Well, it
I love
depends.
Junior Mints.
If you want a bunch of them, you get Junior Mints. If you want a big one, you get a peppermint patty.
Because peppermint patty has the more sugary inside, where
it's thicker.
The Junior Mints are more moist.
Moist, yeah.
I love me some Junior Mints. And it's really good in popcorn. I used to put it in my popcorn at the theater when I ate like a fat kid. And I would, get butter dumped on the popcorn, and then it was nice and hot, so I'd pour Junior Mints on it and mix it around. And you get this delicious chocolate mint popcorn.
And like,
it's good for
there's
you.
certain things that you only get every now and then, like wedding mints.
Oh yeah, the buttermint
mints. You never buy those on your own, but then when you get them at the wedding, then you're like filling your pockets.
In Germany, they put sugar in popcorn. That's really good. Try that.
You know what? In the United States, sometimes we put sugar on popcorn and we call it kettle corn.
Yeah, or caramel corn.
Or we put caramel on it and call it caramel corn.
Or English toffee corn. That sounds like it'd be a good product.
Yeah.
What did you say?
English toffee corn. Yeah, and Jordan almonds at
Jordan
weddings.
Almonds are good.
Nobody ever buys Jordan almonds, but you get them at weddings, and all of a sudden it's like you get a Jones for them, right?
I used to buy sugar-free Jordan almonds until I found out that you can't control yourself really with them, and then you crap your brains out afterwards because of the sugar alcohol in them.
Wow.
And possibly poop your pants.
Sometimes I have too many brains, so I should do that to lower my brain content so I can crap them out.
I like Tobler bars and Chico sticks.
I would have a thing for Tobler bars every now and then. Just too German.
They come from Spain, by the way.
What?
Tobler German.
Wait,
Toblerone comes from Spain. Those triangle packages that Toblerone comes
in. That's the Spanish one.
They come from Switzerland, not Spain.
Well,
North Spain.
I'm going to look that up, Tim, and you're going to be
humiliated. Want me to go get my Want me to get my... All right. Hang on. I'll be right back. You gotta move stuff.
But there are things that are interesting where you don't have them, and then somebody mentions it. Like tonight we had
oh crap, he's right. Toblerone Swiss milk chocolate bar.
There you go.
Gosh dang it, I thought that was a Spanish thing.
Toblerone. I love that the Swiss Alps are on the picture. Are there Spanish Alps?
You know, there might be. Tim, gosh dang it. You're right. You're right.
What?
I looked it up. They're Swiss milk chocolate. I thought it was Spanish. Oh, you've got them. Scared of you.
And my Chico sticks and my Toblerone. Yeah.
Oh, I love those Chico sticks.
Me too. Yeah, made in Switzerland. It's right. It's made in Switzerland.
Yeah. Now you're just rubbing salt in the wound.
Well, these are at Food Co.
See, Trevor says Timism is true. Tim is a prophet of chocolate.
Thank you, Trevor.
I doubted Tim, and I'm sorry. I will not doubt you
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, I discovered these on my mission, man. There's the Alps.
Well, I did too, and my mission was in Spain. That's why I guess
Oh,
I assumed that it was from Spain.
In fact, do Toblerone have toffee in them?
No,
You have to do it a specific bit.
Oh,
Maybe
know.
I only had some with toffee in it.
no. Milk chocolate, sugar, milk, cocoa butter, chocolate, milk, fat, soy lectin, artificial flavors, sugar, honey, almonds, invert sugar, egg whites. Contains milk, soy, almond, egg.
Nougat. I think nougat is a cool word.
There's the recipe right there, Tim.
Yeah, I know. Right here, Randy.
I had to put
So I wanted to finish my story with the great
Steve Young.
author, the great Mormon author that came out with Rough Stone Rolling, Richard Bushman.
Richard Bushman.
So in 2022, I decided to go to my first Mormon History Association, and because if you're a newcomer, you get invited to the newcomer breakfast, and they try to have people who present at different tables. So, and I made sure that I sat at the Richard and Claudia Bushman table. So I had breakfast with Richard and Claudia Bushman, and I had recently had the computer read his book, Rough Stone Rolling, to me. And it sounded almost exactly like Dan Vogel's book, except for at the end of every chapter, Dan Vogel says, and this shows that Joseph Smith was a pious fraud. And at the end of every chapter for Richard Bushman, he would say, this shows how the Lord was working through Joseph. Same content in each chapter, essentially, right? New truths that the church never told us when we were in Sunday school about the difficulties it was to be a Mormon and how God wasn't in every single thing in Mormonism at the time. But anyway, so I say to Richard, hey, I had the computer read your book to me, and I stayed awake for nearly the whole time. And he said, just like Randy says, I heard what you did there.
Ha 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 ha.
So anyway, but Richard seemed like a good guy, right? I think he's a good guy. Probably Trevor Larson's a good guy once you get to know him, or if he ever lets you get to know him. Kinder Kim is probably not a good guy. She's probably a good girl.
She's a good girl.
Hallie, we're all good in our own way. We all suck in our own ways. We can have neighbors that think we're the best neighbor ever, and we can have neighbors that just hate our decorations.
Yeah. Guys, girls, why do you have to put labels on everybody? Bitch, the one that cut up my decorations.
Yeah.
That's her label.
Is that non-gender?
Yeah, that's non-gender specific.
Well,
actually,
dogs.
A bitch is a female, a female dog. So
Right, but it's only because we've chosen to. Just like Jesus is only the Christ because a whole bunch of people chose that, right? Vishnu is the way. Everybody should follow Vishnu, right, Tim?
Yes, everybody should follow Vishnu. Vishnu is the way.
There's no reason to not be in love with Zeus, except for that he eats his children every now and then.
Zeus or...
But see, nobody's perfect.
Everybody should love...
Tim?
Shiva.
Everybody
should love me. Yes, everybody should love me. Because I'm
Raymond. Everyone loves Raymond.
Everybody loves Raymond. That's right.
Yeah, Shiva is the Lord Destroyer God, right?
Right.
And why is the Destroyer God important?
So it can rebuild.
So it can be rebuilt. It's just a big cycle. Let's build some shit, let's destroy it, and let's build more shit with it. That's all the earth is. Over and over again, every generation.
Over and over, 7 times, according to
this is the first
philosophy
generation that has AI to help with our shit.
Well, maybe not.
Yeah, I don't
or
know
to fuck us up even more, right?
What?
Who
Say
knows
again?
what AI is going to do?
You see
Right.
something spectacular on Facebook or YouTube, and you just don't know. Is this real or is this AI?
That's right.
I hate that because it's like
That's right.
I don't want to show Amanda and say, "Oh my gosh, can you believe this?" And then I find out it's AI. It's like she does these projects with resin where she encases things in resin and makes these beautiful coasters and stuff like that. So I start seeing these videos about resin, and they're showing these big gravestones and things that people are making with resin. They're beautiful, clear with roses and things on the inside. And I'm sending her these, and she said, you can probably quit sending me those because they're not real. I'm like, wait, what do you mean they're not real? She says, those are AI. And sure as hell, I pulled up one of the videos that I thought was so cool. It was a tabletop. It's AI because I read the fine print and it says something about AI creations.
There you go. Yeah, so everything's fake anyway, Randy. We just
Well-
create our reality in our mind.
That's right.
So, in a way, AI will just help us have fun.
I just thought of a great idea, Gene, for
Yeah?
you saying that. What if I took my ashes when I'm cremated and put them in a beautiful vase or something made out of this clear resin?
Uh-huh.
And then my ashes are just suspended with, maybe a heart or two in there. And they're suspended in this urn for all time and eternity until the resurrection. How in the hell am I supposed to get out of that?
Well, what happens with the earth when the sun burns the earth up and everything here, like it will in a few
See,
thousand
that's a
years?
good question. I don't know if resin is fireproof or not, but
Everything's going to burn. It'll all be swallowed up. A human bitch could be any gender. Okay.
Especially
we-
when a gay person calls somebody a bitch. It could be any gender.
I think we beat this to death.
yeah.
Yes. So most famous Mormons you've met. We saw some things in the chat. We've done some things. We talked about candies. We talked about
Would Ryan Reynolds count?
Of
sure.
course.
He was LDS at one time.
He was LDS.
When I met him, he was no longer LDS. But that's a pretty
Right.
famous former LDS.
Oh, Gomorrah, are you gone? Gomorrah is a chicken. Whatever it is, it will not come on the show to talk to us.
Well,
It hides. It
Yeah.
has a link in the chat, and it can
it only
join
comes out
anytime.
on Tuesday nights.
It
It
only-
only comes out at night.
Oh, wow. It only comes out on Tuesdays. So if we
We'll
did
see if
this
we can get it to
another
come
night.
to Sunday afternoon show.
Yeah. See it coming after Sunday. Gomorrah, you still here? Give us a sign, Gomorrah. We demand a sign.
Gomorrah, come unto me.
Read Holly says from God.
That sounds like a lot more like God in my head than it probably does coming out of my microphone.
Read
Oh my
Hallie.
gosh.
Read Hallie on the screen.
Holly, there is no resurrection.
See, now I feel so much better about it. Just to hear God say it. It's
One is
soothing.
wanted. Adam have been true and faithful, desirous to converse with the Lord to the veil. Present him with the veil, and his request shall be granted. What is that? The first token of the Aaronic priesthood. Has it a name? As we give it to me, I will through the veil. Noah. What is that? The second token of the Aaronic priesthood. Has
Your
it a
new
is
name was
As,
Noah?
will you give it to me through the veil? Thomas. What is that? The first token of the Melchizedek priesthood or sign of the nail. Has it a name? It has. The Son. What is that? Let me see. I know not. I have not received it. For this purpose I have come to converse with the Lord of the veil. You shall receive it upon the 5 points of fellowship, the veil.
Belt in the navel.
Inside of right foot, knee to knee, hand breast to breast, hand to back, and mouth to ear. This is the name of the token.
Wait,
Health and
what is wanted?
I should have said that earlier. Health in the navel, marrow in the bones, strength in the loins and in the sinews, power in the priesthood be upon me and upon my posterity through all generations of time and throughout all eternity. What is that? The second token of Melchizedek priesthood, the patriarchal grip, sure sign and nail. Will you give it to me? I will upon the 5 points of fellowship through the veil. Health in the navel, marrow in the bones, strength in the loins and in the sinews, power in the priesthood be upon me and upon my posterity through all generations of time and throughout all eternity. That is well. Knock, knock, knock. What is one? Adam desires now to enter into the presence of the Lord. Let him enter. What is that?
Thank you, Tim. Thank you.
That is the veil ceremony, everybody. What I went through in June 1973 until 1990, April 1990.
Have you changed the your oaths?
What do you mean?
Or rather, did you promise to oaths that people today don't promise?
You mean this? You mean this?
Yeah.
Or that you won't?
This?
Or the new?
This?
See, the new Mormons, they're so lucky because they can laugh. They can create loud laughter.
Oh yeah, they can be loud laughter. Loud laughter, evil, speaking of the Lord's anointed, the taking of the name of God in vain, and cause you to receive by covenant. Each of you bow your head and say yes. Yes.
What is wanted?
It's time for me to watch some TV.
Me too. I got to finish watching a movie I was watching earlier.
Oh, cheese balls.
With my new
Cheese
dentures,
balls.
these are the snacks that I can eat
Really?
because they sort of, in a way, melt in your mouth.
Yeah.
And then they become chewy and I can chew them. If you want to see my teeth.
So
Nice.
I have to
Say to
practice
yourself,
smiling now.
make yourself large, Gene. Make yourself large. No, don't despair.
I'll do it, Randy. So I have new teeth. It costs a lot of money. But I've been saving up on tithing. So God is blessing me with teeth now.
Well, you're a good looking man, Gene.
Do that again. You showed me a lot better earlier. Ah, there we go.
So yeah,
Yay.
it costs a lot of money. This show, if we do this show for 300 more years, it'll be all paid for.
My last endowment session, Holly, was March or April 2001. Yeah, March or April 2001.
Songs only went once.
Only went once. That's okay. That's okay.
Those are cheese balls. You get cheese balls from.
I was surrounded by my stake presidency and my bishop and high counselors, and all I wanted to do was jump up out of my chair and run out of the temple the last time I was there. It just felt so odd.
One of my favorite stories is when Maven goes on John DeLynne's show and tells her story. And she says when she went to the temple, she didn't have to, mimic killing herself. But when she was in the celestial room, some old lady said, "We used to do these things." And just like
yeah,
told her about a few creepy things that used to be done in the temple. Just like this old lady was so excited. And so that's a funny story.
The 5 points of fellowship have nothing to do with the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. That goes back to the Masons, back to the occult. 5 points of fellowship is known for Masons and occult.
Okay. The reason they changed the endowment. Oh, what is it, Sally? Just a minute. Oh. There are a couple of reasons why they changed the endowment. Number one is a document called Elohim at the Altar by Boaz Yakin.
Good night, Trevor.
And it describes how Masonry and the Mormon Temple Endowment were taken from Masonry. And then there was a survey the church did. And the third thing was to remove all traces of Freemasonry from the endowment. That's why they made the changes. And people got upset at the slitting your throat, chest, and bowels.
Right. The survey
And
says,
and then
stop
women
doing this culty shit in the temple.
Now,
Are you-
when I was a veil worker, I never did this, but I guess when veil workers did women, they would cop a feel or do something that was inappropriate. I never did that. I would have never thought about doing that. So, they got rid of that. So it's just the hand to back and mouth to ear. Yeah.
So they got rid of the traditional 5 points of fellowship.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I think it's about time to get rid
Well,
of it.
they've changed it so much now. I mean, Nibley predicted it would be a 30-minute thing in so many years. They're pretty close to that now. I think it's only an hour now. It was an hour and a half before. And it's
Well,
a
Did
slide
he
show.
predicted a 30-minute show?
Yeah, he said basically they're going to cut it down to 15, 20, 30 minutes.
But he thought
And
they would do that because they needed to do so much work in the temple to.
No. He said they were diluted so much.
They need to
that-
make a drive-through endowment
Yeah, they can do a drive-through
where
endowment.
you can watch.
We should
on
do a
screens
show,
as we
Tim, on
go.
that.
What do you mean, which part, Hallie? What do you mean, which part? I'm waiting.
Well, you could carry this conversation to Facebook if you wanted. Is she your Facebook
Hallie?
friend?
No, I don't think so. Hallie, which part? Come on, type it in there.
Parts is
Drive-through.
parts, Tim.
No, that's Kinder Kim.
Oh, which part? The drive-through?
I
Which
don't know
part
what
gets
she's
shortened?
asking.
I mean, I'm not Tim, but
I heard that the 5 parts of fellowship was creepy, and that's why. Yeah, that's why they took. It wasn't creepy. It was apparently some brethren would cop a feel to a sister when they're going through the veil, or put their knee in between their legs where it didn't belong.
I do
And
that.
some women
And I don't even
were-
work at
Slow
the temple.
dancing.
Yeah, some women were offended by it, and I don't blame them. But like I said, when I worked the veil and I was the veil worker, I never did that. I was always respectful of everybody. So, yeah. But it was to remove all traces of masonry. They wanted to remove all the traces of Freemasonry out of the endowment, and even the hand to back and mouth to ear that they do now is still in French Masonry. French Masonry doesn't have a 5 point
Okay.
fellowship.
At the risk of this show becoming as long as the endowment, we should close with a prayer.
We should closing prayer. We pray that
Prayer
Gomorrah,
number 37.
that Gomorrah goes to hell.
No, we pray that Gomorrah has fun on
Goes
earth.
to hell. Goes to hell.
They might joy and rejoicing in his posterity.
All right.
Because no matter
That-
what, we're all just saying stuff, and Randy's not saying anything because he's muted.
I said, when we say these things humbly in the name of Tim
Name of
Rathbone.
Tim Rathbone.
Yeah, in
Amen.
the name of Tim Rathbone. So everybody, spread the word.
Spread the word.
Spread the word. Okay, thanks.
The
everybody,
word for the
watching.
day is
See you next
legs,
week.
by the way.
Come watch the
The-
Expositor on Sunday.
The word for the day is legs. Legs. Spread the word.
LAGS. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Legs. Okay. All right. Remember.
All right. Have a
Good
good
night,
one.
everybody.
See y'all.
February.
See ya. Oh, next week. Next week. Anybody give us a suggestion? Well, we want a suggestion now for next week. Come on. Wait,
So you want
let's
more
get-
suggestions? Everybody say your suggestions from the last few weeks again.
Yes.
So that
Please give us a suggestion.
Tim will take a picture of this and he'll record it.
What are
will.
the lollipops with the center, the chocolate center?
Tootsie
Tootsie
Roll.
Pop?
Tootsie Pop.
How many
Tootsie Pop.
licks to get to the middle of a Tootsie Pop?
I don't know. I've never been able to do it.
Just 2.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it was always 2 bites for me. I'd suck the outside till it got a little bit thin, and then I'd go for the whole center.
I would always try to practice just sucking on it the whole time, just to see, like, as a bucket list or willpower or something.
That's a losing road, Gene, because once all the candy is gone, if you just eat the middle, it's like eating a Tootsie Roll. But if you chew up some of that delicious sucker coating with it, it
Okay,
makes
I guess
it much
nobody
more
wants to.
enjoyable.
I guess no one got to give us a suggestion.
Well,
Come on,
Song says Mormon music. Song
Mormon
says
music.
favorite fast and testimony craziness.
Wait, I don't see it.
I'm putting it on the TV screen.
Okay, we'll do that next week. All right.
Favorite fast and testimony craziness.
Weirdest things you believed as a Mormon, or things you believed as coming out of Mormonism to try to make sense in your life.
Yeah.
Like just before coming out, I thought, you know what? Because science is true, but maybe there was an Adam and Eve. They were really just 70,000 years ago. And maybe it was aliens changed their DNA. They visited the planet, and
which is entirely possible.
Then it just passed on stories, and they made stuff up, and they started. We faked out their ending. Yes, peekaboo. We're not really here because it's just the power of Tim. This is going on without any electronics behind it. It's just Tim's willpower.
Behold,
it's all imaginary.
The power
okay, so
of
next
Tim.
week is weirdest. What again? Weirdest
sacrament or weirdest fast and testimony.
Weirdest things you believe as a Mormon.
Okay.
And then we could do Mormon music or Mormon musicals or Mormon anything that has to do with maybe even show business. Favorite fast testimony craziness. It seems like we did that about 8 months ago.
Yeah, it was a good one though.
Songs is all about creating titles of shows for us. Shocking things you learned since leaving Mormonism.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
I'll just tease that real quick. My brother wants me to do a show. He had a vision. He didn't, but I'm just saying it like Randy would. Talk about the Zionist connection to the Mormon church. And it's because it's all the shit that somebody commented on one of our shows, I think Trevor, like all religions are bad, right? The worst religions now are Zionist, right? They're
Desnats.
Abrahamic, Mohammedanism, Jewishism, and Christianity. Are dangerous to human beings.
Yes.
They're good.
Very.
They have good and bad, right? The best poison is the poison that tastes really good, where nature makes it taste really good so that people die, right?
Like what?
Right.
What tastes good that's poisonous?
Sugar.
I
don't know. There's things that dogs and cats eat.
Oleander.
You have to keep from them.
Oleander, let me tell you, that does taste like shit. So no one can mistakenly eat oleander.
What's the one that's like carrots, but it's poisonous?
Sort of like horseradish, but it's poisonous.
Rutabaga,
No.
turnips. Rutabaga should be poisonous.
And arsenic is in almonds.
What is it?
But anyway, there's every rat trap has cheese on it. You have to attract the rats before you snap something to kill them.
Right on.
And so you have to be lured into a cult. Nobody ever says, "Hey, come to our cult and we're all going to kill each other."
Yay!
that's never a good selling point when you're first starting out.
Yeah,
Not
just
Right
all
make
on.
cults
thing.
start that way.
Yeah, that doesn't make you very popular. Letting them know
Yeah.
it's a cult right
So you
on.
have to be charismatic. You have to trick people into joining your cult. But anyway, so to tease that Zionist thing, and here's I'll close with this. Apparently Hitler was right, is the conclusion. And just everybody think about that. All right. See you next week.
Good
Bye-bye.
night.
See ya.
Goodbye.